Okay, right, guys. Dan's come to talk to us about the marketing activities of his sports business, keeping football in the community. And first question, Dan, really is what is the main type of promotion, sort of the material that you would use? What's the main thing that you would use and why?
Yeah, I would say that probably the main marketing material we have got would be, especially for our sort of the people that come and join our clubs, is really social stuff. So social media and website, because of the age of our sort of customers, if you like, most of the parents would have things like Twitter, Facebook, and from their pockets be able to access our website. So that is probably the thing that we use the most. Things like Facebook and Twitter, almost on a daily basis, there'll be some sort of picture, some sort of post updated, just so there's a regular sort of update of what we're doing and where we are and how we're getting on. And that is obviously free, so that's probably one of the reasons why we use that so often, because it's unlimited. We don't have to pay anything for it. And with that, you can obviously put your logos, you can put links to your web pages and direct traffic to your website. And then the website is something that we obviously have to pay up front for, but once we've paid for it and got somebody to design it, I can then update it like social media from my computer at home or from my computer in the office, so I can update holiday activities or pictures or words or coaches. So I would imagine they are the things that we use most often. But there are obviously other areas like advertisements in papers, flyers, that we probably do every so often, probably every 6 months, every school holiday. There'll be a new batch of flyers put together to promote holiday activities. They're a good way for us to be able to go to a school and give a batch of flyers, and basically we do it in a way that we'll get enough flyers printed for every school in West Norfolk. We will then put them into packs of 30. Anyone got any ideas why we might do that? Class size, so it's very similar. So what we'll do, we'll then put them in packs of 30, band them up, and then we'll work out how many classes a school has got, and I'll go to Gateway Community Primary and give them 8 packs of 30. So it just means then that pretty much straight away the secretary will then put them in all the registers, and they may well go out on the day if I just give the school a wad of flyers, and then they're probably, I've got to sort that out myself, we'll do that later, and they get out later. So they do obviously cost us, because we like to get glossy ones that look nice and look pretty and have pictures and lots of words on, but we probably do them every 6 months, so they're done probably 5 times a year, if you like. And then things with sort of paper articles, if you like, again probably done the same time as school holidays are on. Not quite as often or as frequent for those, just because of the cost. They do incur some costs with them as well. Other than that, I don't really think there's anything we've used them before. We have used radio advertising once before, but it wasn't right for our sort of business, if you like. I don't think it was value for money in terms of what we got back in.
So would you say your target audience, even though you coach young kids, is the parents?
Pretty much, yeah. Because it's pretty much the parents decide whether they bring their kid on a Monday night. Obviously, you've got kids that are well into football, and parents will push them, and there are other kids that parents bring them, and they're probably not too into football, but parents want to get them doing something or trying different sports. I guess I should mention as well, obviously that would be through our community football programme. We obviously do have ACT, which is predominantly for older people. Now we've got walking football on a Monday, and that was a difficult one to sort of get promotion out there, if you like, because of the target audience. We were looking for 50 plus. Very, very few of those know what Facebook or Twitter is, so we had to go about it differently, and we had to go to village halls and go to the notice boards and pin bits and pieces up there, or go to community centres, and or people's homes even. So it all depends on what activity we've got going as well. I'd say predominantly it is through social side, website, social media, and then
Does your staff have to have extra training for that, or is it just something that they do? You, but like for example, if you're advertising for a new member of staff, would you put in the application? They had to have a good understanding of the workings of social media, or something like that.
Probably IT skills, we'd say, and
yeah,
you know.
But you don't do any specific training.
No, we don't really. I mean, I don't really know if there is any out there, but pretty much everyone knows how to work the social media, and to be honest, nobody else updates the website other than myself. But yeah, we do have to make sure that people know how to probably do a flyer on a computer, to then go to a company and say, this is what I want it to look like, and this is what I want it to have.
So that's done on an individual basis. If you
Yeah.
see there's a need, say if Matt couldn't do it, you'd sit with him and take him through it.
Yeah.
What about, is there any sort of particular advertising messages, slogans that you have, or is it just whatever is coming up? There's no sort of like tagline or anything?
Yeah, there is. I'm trying to remember now. With community football, the sort of like the schools programme, we've just got developing sport in West Norfolk. So the idea of the slogan is that the schools sort of like get from that we are here to not just football, but we're here to development is our main aim. We're trying to improve the standard of play in our sort of participants, if you like. With the ACT, it's a different one. We've got make sport a habit. So the idea behind that is recommendations for exercise of sort of 30 minutes a day, and the idea behind that is all about trying to get people active and trying to make sport a habit, and doing this 30 minutes, you know, a habit, something that they get into. And the sports that we do there are, you know, mixed from walking, meetups, to bowls, to football, to badminton, and they have such a broad range of activities that we do deliver in our Activating Communities team. Fitness classes, which it's a whole range.
In regards to an actual yearly plan as such, the only thing that would really be regular would be the school holidays.
Yeah.
And everything is just as and when it happens, sort of thing.
Yes, yeah. It's hard to put an annual plan together for some of them, but yeah, definitely the school holidays, you always look at a certain number of weeks beforehand to get your proof flyer done, and then get them printed, so you've got 2 or 3 weeks to go out and deliver. If you get them out too late, then kids might be booked on somewhere else. Get them out too early, they'll probably, I'll do that later and then forget about it. But with all the other ones, it sometimes does come down to the type of people we're trying to attract. So are we going to do a flyer? Are we going to put it in the paper? Or is it going to social media? Obviously we've got, from all of our previous customers that have come, we've got a pool of email addresses. So you'll know from when you probably sign up to car insurance or something like that, you end up getting emails from them and maybe 1 or 2 other people. You know, sometimes we even do that. So anyone that's signed up to any of our clubs, we may just email them out, this new session is starting, because they may know somebody or of someone that might be of interest to this.
So with sort of going on from that, so you do taster sessions, don't you, for schools?
Yeah.
So how does that work in regards to sort of like the cost of it? Is there any discount for them to come in on costing for these guys really know how to work that out?
Yeah. Well, what we do on a lot of sessions as well is we do give schools, mainly schools, not really sessions outside of it, opportunities to just have free ones. So you know, our guys do have to be salesmen as well. So no different to if you were trying to sell windows or something like that. We have to go to the school and give them some packs, and this is how much it is, and this is what we can do. But to try and sell it, what the guys will also say is, have you got an hour where I can take class and you can watch me, coach them, and then you can make a decision as to whether you want to buy into me or not. So we do have bits in place as well where the guys have to go out there and do it for free, for nothing, but they're obviously looking for a return of doing a good job and then getting a a 6-week block of sessions in there, which is
So,
obviously
so much will you charge for a 6-week block, just on average?
our guys normally charge £30 for a session. That would obviously be to get there and back and supply all the equipment and the coach. We do discounts if schools do 2 consecutive hours. It's £50 rather than £60 to save travelling. So there are, consecutive hour discounts.
Is that? What about your just general entrance fees and stuff like that with your the elite football and stuff like that? What's the sort of cost for that?
So any pay as you play session, we tend to it's £3.50 per kid for the session. So that could be an after school club, it could be a PDC, a Saturday morning juniors. Our disability club, it's a £2.50 fee. Theirs is slightly reduced, but everything's the same regardless of whether it's here or somewhere else in a school or outside of school. £3.50 is sort of like our hourly rate for any of our players. So if you are in the elite programme, it's not a pay as you play, it's sort of invitation only. You have to attend an evaluation or trial and then be selected to join the group, and then what mum and dad will have to do is set up a standing order, because you train twice a week and play almost every other week. Our sort of elite footballers then set up a standing order of £35 a month, which works out a little bit less than £3.50 an hour. But we only do that for our elite boys. We don't set up standing orders for anybody else.
Is there any questions that you guys want? I think we've just about covered everything we need to on here. I think we've covered it all. You don't, I mean, you said about the radio, you used the radio, was that just a one-off and it didn't really train much?
No, just a one-off. We obviously our act. We've had 3 different people in post now.
Yeah. And
the first time I think we just went via the paper, the Lynn News, the EDP. But then we got people like Norfolk FA, Active Norfolk to circulate it via email, and we got about 30 applicants.
Yeah.
And I think the second time we thought, we'll try the radio as well as the other ones.
Yeah.
And we got half the amount of people that we. So it could have been the time of year.
Yeah.
It could have been the fact that we put a little bit more into radio than we did the paper.
Yeah.
And it was on the radio, but it was far more expensive than putting it in the paper, and obviously emailing it to somebody and asking them to distribute it costs nothing either. Yeah. So I definitely wouldn't say for us it didn't work out. So for that reason, it wouldn't be something we'd do again.
Okay. Any questions? No. We're happy. Yeah. Good. I think that's it, mate.
Okay.
I think we've covered everything. Open days, you don't really. Well, unless you get involved in these open days, do you?
Yeah, no, we don't really. Most of our sessions are pay as you play. They're open anyway.
Yeah.
And obviously the elite one, we have like a evaluation day, so it's like anyone can come along to. I mean, it's difficult to do the analyse competitors' prices because I don't think there are too many other people out there that are that open at putting their prices.
No.
And like with most businesses, you have to inquire and then ask for a quotation. So it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
The only way we get to find that out is if we know somebody in the school and do you mind how much they're charging a session.
Okay. Right, I think that's it then, isn't it? Right, cheers for that, mate. That's brilliant. Let's cover everything. Right, you know where Dan is. If you do miss out on anything, you just have to try and find him and ask him a question and bribe him with a cup of tea. Okay, thanks ever so much for that, mate. You tell Jamie he's welcome to come this afternoon as well if he wants, if he feels left out.
Yeah, okay.